god! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Ah! Relaxation, relentless Mets, never gave up. I never had a doubt in my mind. Oh my god, thank you so much for the donation. Guys, I'm sorry. I think I might actually cry for a second. Play the effing jingle. I know, Sean. I'm gonna play it. Thank you so much for the donation. This means so much to me, guys. This really means so much to me. Even if the Mets get bounced against the Phillies, this is amazing. Polar Bear just made a statement. He just put his foot down. That impacts so much now as we evaluate him. I am so grateful. I am so grateful, guys. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, so much. Thank you, everybody, from the bottom of your heart for supporting here and being a part of this amazing community. It is because of guys like you and gals like you that make this 10 times more enjoyable than going through the stresses and the roller coaster of a ball game like that and a winner go home in the way that we just went through. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is all I have to start with. Now, folks, it is with the utmost pleasure that we let it rip with the one. Pat, thank you so much for the donation. Polar Bear, let's see, Polar Bear hopeful, tight game without pitching being paramount. Thank you so much for the donation. What up, Wardy? And the Mets chat I worked and just yell at the top of my lungs. May get a write-up, but don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Go streaking. It doesn't matter. Thank you so much for that donation. Everybody, it is time for the one, the only, the official NLDS clinching. Oh, WardyNYM post-game jingle, baby. Thank you so much for the donation, Mike. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you too. I want to cry too.
Postgame. Calling all Met fans, come and join us now. Talking about this game and gonna break it down. It's Mets postgame.
Shut. Okay, I might actually throw up now. I need to sit down. I'm not even joking. I felt that puppy come all the way up. Yes, guys, I might actually throw up from getting so worked up from this ball game. That's a reality. That's a reality. We effing did it, baby. Thank you guys all so much for the comments, the donations. Spam the W's, baby. Spam them. Dave says, we did it, baby. LFGM, thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete, indeed. Oh, my God. Oh, thank you so much. We got the donation as well from Guardian says, you gotta believe the kings and queens appreciate your hustle and grind, Wardy. Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mike, thank you so much. Love you, brother. Thank you kindly for that, guys. I'm sorry. I know to my replay viewers that don't watch the in-game coverage, you're like, why is this guy sweating bullets and everything? Guys, we've been live for over 3 hours. We just covered the entire ball game. We went through every emotion thinking our season was over to now realizing we're heading to the NLDS starting Saturday against the Phillies for the first time ever. Like, are you kidding me? Dude, the swing of his flippin' life, it had to be him. It had to be him. It had to be this way for the story. It had to be Alonso in that moment against that pitcher. The swing of Alonso's life. OMG, OMG, indeed, McBlam. Thank you so much for that. Billy Dottie with the 50 pieces. I'm sorry, Pete. I'm in tears. We will never give up. Onwards to Philly. LFGM. I will clip my reaction, don't you worry. I'm actually going to post my reaction right now. I'm going to post my reaction right now, actually, because I can post that as a short while we're still doing this. I am jaw-dropped. Unbelievable. Everybody, how's it feel? How's it feel to advance in the wild card, folks? Listen, folks. There's one thing I'm going to relay all your way. I'm not saying it means anything, because it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. Nothing's guaranteed. NYM Mets, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, thank you. Every team that has beaten the Milwaukee Brewers in playoffs has made it to the World Series. That's a stat. That is a fact. Look it up. Hyper, thank you for the donation. Pete F. and Alonzo, let's go. We are going to the NLDS. Pete got the last laugh on those Brewers. All the Brewers fans that chimed in the chat, you guys didn't think I was hedging? Why do you guys think I was talking so doom and gloom as much as I was? I was hedging. I was giving you guys the win because I knew the reverse jinx would come into play. And it did beautifully. D-Mac with a $10 says, Pete has resurrected his smile in LFGM. Here's the thing. Alonzo now has confidence. Pete Alonso just helped single-handedly lead the way for this Mets team to NLDS play. If you don't think that Pete Alonso isn't going to step up now against the Phillies, I got an effing bridge to sell you. This is just the beginning for the Polar Bear and for the Mets here. We're just getting started. Things are going to get better, baby. We're continuing to roll. And I am not only grateful to talk to each and every one of you 1,600 Mets fans watching live right now. Pete, the GOAT, Alonzo, Patrick, thank you so much for the donation. Holy effing shit, what did we just witness? I'm covered in sweat. Covered. You thought I was just out as a sun bum with the way I'm all red and tomato-faced every bite. We're going to break down to a second, to a T, how this baseball game transpired. But I just want to stand here one more time and say it once more for the people in the back. Simply, thank you. You guys being a part of this ride, you guys watching, listening live on a replay as much as you guys have, as being as consistent followers as you have, has made this Mets community the most enjoyable thing that I've ever been a part of, ever. Seriously, thank you all so much. I love you all to death. No matter how much we talk smack, agree, or disagree with each other, we all come together as a community, and this is something nothing short of absolutely special. What the Mets just did tonight was not only special, but this sets them up for momentum and success heading into the Philly matchup on Saturday. Juan Diaz, this is my birthday gift for Wardy, the best gift ever. Last time the Mets won the World Series was the year I was born. That's amazing, Juan. Thank you so much for the donation. Happy birthday to you, brother. Great moderator, great member, great friend. We are all grateful to be here. We are all grateful to be here. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm still jaw dropped right now. I'm absolutely jaw dropped. Alrighty, folks, huge W indeed. Thank you so much for that donation, Bionic. How you doing? Alright, everybody, I'm gonna let it rip one more time with the jingle. Let's break down this ball game. Let's have ourselves a night. Let's have ourselves a discussion. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Edward, thank you so much. This is just too much. I would not sleep today. Wardy close to 300. Thank you so much for the donation. $10 holla. I love you, my man. One more time for the people in the back. The official, the NLDS edition of the WardyNYM post-game jingle, baby. Thank you, Frank. Thank you for the donation.
Postgame. Postgame. Calling all Met fans, come and join us now. Talk about this game and gonna break it down.
Thank you, Pat.
It's Mets postgame.
Shout out to Greg and Jordan with the official WardyNYM post-game jingle. As always, everybody. Terry Francona just got hired as the Red skipper. That's insane. Completely off topic. Good for him. Kind of crazy that Terry's back in the game, but good for him. We love him. Shout out to Tito. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Anthony, thank you so much for the $20 donation. I love you, Ann. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Alrighty, folks. Let's let it rip. Let's get into this one. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Peter, thank you so much. Reverse jinx works sometimes. It does work sometimes. Everybody, let's break down this ball game, shall we? Because if you're first chiming in and wondering what the heck just happened, let me be Wardy and let me tell you what just happened. The Mets went into Milwaukee. They had no offense. Francisco Lindor with 2 hits with no one else to show for it the entire ball game. Pete Alonso, 2 on, do or die situation. You're final out, and you go out and make a difference like that. Are you kidding me? Shane, thank you so much for the $10 holla. I appreciate this. What is this? This is a victory is what it is. This is a victory is what it is. Thank you so much for the donation, Shane. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy to have you in here. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm just trying to compose myself at least a little bit here. This is insane. All right, folks, let's break this down. Let's get into it, everybody. How you doing? The Mets are officially headed to the NLDS. And as a Mets fan that resides in Pennsylvania, just over an hour out of Philly, I cannot wait to see this happen. I got family that are big Philly fans, too, so we're going to have ourselves quite the rivalry starting this Saturday. And I simply cannot wait. I hate Philly. Phillies are my arch rival personally, given where I reside especially. This is a matchup I have been longing for ever. Literally ever. I have been dying to see the Mets and the Phillies in postseason play. This is one of the best rivalries in all the National League when it is right and they are at their best. Now, they are both at their best. They're going toe-to-toe, and I cannot wait for it to happen. AZ with the $10 haul. Thank you so much. AZ says, snagging victory from the jaws of defeat. Polar Bear Pete, known as Anti-Clutch, hits the most important three-run home run imaginable in his Mets career. What a Mets W. Put in the books, baby. On to Philly. On to Philly indeed. Oh my goodness, Edward with the $100 piece. Wow, Edward, thank you so much. That's beyond generous, Edward. Great member. You're way too kind to me. My guy ahead of him just said I broke my computer just now out of excitement. That's amazing. Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you for the donation, Edward. That means the absolute world to me. Pete says, all that negativity, I'm ashamed of myself. LOL, LFGM. Again, just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. Ed with the $10 says, it's been a roller coaster, but I love it, and I'm here for it. LFGM. New York Mets says that homer was 6 months in the making. That literally was. That took all season long for Pete Alonso to get his head out of his ass and clutch up and give the Mets a bomb. I kid you not, when the polar bear went up to the plate, I said to myself, if he hits a home run right now, it'll make everything. It'll change everything. I will probably break out in tears, and here we are as I'm bawling my eyes talking to you all right now. Wellington, thank you for the donation. $50 piece. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you kindly. Wardy the Warrior killed it, and it happened. Thank you for all you do for Mets Nation. No, thank you for making it all possible, because you guys probably don't realize it right away, but your donations, those things are what keeps us afloat. This is why I'm able to do what I do every single day for the past 3.5 years. The reason why I'm in sync with the Mets to the best of my abilities is because of each and every one of you. Truthfully, that money goes a long way, because that's what keeps us afloat, and that's what keeps me sitting behind this desk talking about the Mets daily for you guys, which I absolutely love. So thank you so much for that. Mike with the $5 haul. We love my man Mike in here. Ask my pops up. I asked my pops up above to give Alonso his moment, and he did. Oh, that's amazing, Mike. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much for the donation. We're thinking of him, and I'm sure he's looking down with a big smile on his face, happy and saying the boys did it. They're headed to the NLDS. So without further ado, everybody, let me get a swig of water, and let's break down this ball game. Uneffing believable. I am floored. There is no other way to articulate this. That was, guys, when the Mets rallied in the 8th inning against Atlanta, and yes, I know that they blew it with Edwin, but they came back. When they rallied the way that they did, after being dominated by Schwallenbach, to go up 6-3 the way that they did, that was the latest example of the Mets stepping up when they know they need to most. We fast forward to today. Pete Alonso, the most unclutch player for the Mets this season. That is not an exaggeration. Pete Alonso has been one of the most god-awful hitters for the Mets this season, and from his career norms, not even close when it comes to runners in scoring position, high leverage, everything in between. And the polar bear just went out and did the unthinkable. The unfathomable. That was simply a situation that should have never happened, right? But it happened, and it happened all because of the polar bear. Mark, thank you so much for the $5 donation. They were down 2-0, and you asked what the final score was going to be. I posted 4-2 Mets. Wow! Shout out to Mark with the amazing prediction here. He nails it. He gets it right, baby. Thank you so much for that, Mark. We appreciate you. What a beauty. What a beauty. Jeremy with a $10 piece says, thank you so much, Jeremy. He says, in one of the group chats I'm in, I was shitting on Alonso and how he's been useless for weeks unless the game, useless for weeks unless the game has 0 zero impact. This $10 holla is my apology. And wow, I appreciate that. I wish I could send it to Pete myself, but thank you so much for that. And yes, we were calling out Alonso all stream, guys. Most of you guys the entire stream were saying to me, Wardy, how much is Pete Alonso going to ask for? When are we going to let him walk? You know, he's 100% not coming back, all this stuff. Polar Bear did nothing this entire ball game. He was lifeless this entire series, and it doesn't matter. One swing changes everything. He just not only made a Mets moment that's so special as the boys are popping bottles, rightfully so, but he made a moment that's going to last a lifetime for us Mets fans. It is. This is far from one that we're ever going to forget. This was, I don't know what else to say other than the fact that this was simply magical. This was amazing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for the donation, Luis. Let's go Mets. LFGM. LFGM. All right, guys. I love the donations. Thank you so much for them. If you guys donate going further, I'm going to take screenshots, and then I'm going to answer them after a rapid-fire breakdown the ball game. Because it's long overdue that we break down this ball game to a T. I'm still in disbelief too, Brandon. It ain't gonna hit me yet, especially because I didn't see Alonso's home run immediately as it happened. I just saw that he hit the home run, and I lost my effing mind. And then a second later, I see him poke Swanapo, pimps it so comfortably because he knows he has it from a mile away. What an amazing job by him. All right, guys, let's rapid fire. Let's rehash what was an amazing victory that we can break down together. Ready, everybody? Step up and meet the Mets. They're headed to the NLDS. Patrick, thank you so much for that donation, too. I'm going to answer that shortly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, the heart palpitations, you and I both. Literally, the whole freaking stream. The whole stream. All right, guys, in the first inning to kick off this ball game, it's Jose Quintana facing off here against Myers. Myers was sharp, but he was pulled after 5 or so. In the case of Quintana, he was gorgeous, and he gave the Mets 6 shutty. And it starts here in the first inning as Francisco Lindor gets on with a leadoff double, and he thankfully slides in at second base because Terrain somehow, someway bobbles the ball, and he can't find himself getting there without Lindor being safe. Lindor is your leadoff batter to kick off the ball game, your plate setter and scoring position. The initial reaction from each and every one of us was as follows. Hell yes, there we go, Lindor. Right away, the Mets have themselves a scoring opportunity. Let's make it happen. From there, the Mets do absolutely nothing. They do absolutely not. I can't clown that. Yeah, you can't clown anything right now, Priest. You got to deal with it, rightfully so. And then after we see that happen, we see Vientos strikeout looking in a bad at bat. Then we see Nimmo strike out after a terrible strike call that should have been a ball, but it was called a strike on him. And then Alonso flies out right away to end the inning. The Mets straddle Lindor as we then head to the bottom of the first. And in the bottom of the first, Jackson Trio gets on with a single. Perkins gets a ball call that was clearly a strike call, and then thankfully strikes out still. But the ump is already favoring Milwaukee a little bit early in this matchup. Appreciate all my live members chiming in right now, all my live and reoccurring viewers. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much, and continue to let me know your initial reactions down below in the comments to the Mets doing the unfathomable, the unthinkable, the improbable, and that is to now crack NLDS play this Saturday against the Philadelphia Phillies. Yes, I still cannot believe it happened. But even when I'm done with the stream, I'm going to have to rewatch the highlights of the game over and over again, and then tomorrow when we talk about getting set for that series on Saturday, I still feel like I'm going to need a pinch me moment, because it hasn't kicked in yet at all. I know I've lost my mind. I know we've been live for 3.5 hours at the time of being live here, which is 10:21 p.m. Eastern, but still, it is just jaw-dropping what the Mets were able to do in this matchup. No less we see after Trio gets on with a single, and Perkins strikes out. Willie and Contreras would go out as well. So a clean inning of work there for Jose Quintana as we then head to the top of the second. In the top of the second, we see Myers work a 1-2-3. In the bottom of the second, Sanchez with a double, but Quintana escapes that jam beautifully afterwards. We head to the top of the third with 2 outs. Lindor has a first pitch single, but nothing else to show for it. I wasn't a Mets fan before, but I think I'm jumping on the bandwagon after that fighting grit. I hope they stick it to the Phillies and Harper. Thank you for that donation, and happy to have you. The fact that we have people jumping on a Mets bandwagon tells you everything you need to know. This team is different. This is a team of potential destiny, folks. They have done the unthinkable. I'm so grateful right now. I'm just so grateful. That's all. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be a Mets fan right now. Imagine saying that in the year 2024. Yeah, here we are. Rightfully so. After Lindor, nothing happens. Mets can't score him. Iglesias has himself a web gem there in the bottom of the third to get to rain. And Perkins then with a 2-out infield single. Lindor was too deep on the play, but thankfully nothing else transpires. We have the fourth there, the bottom of the fourth, and Willie gets on with an infield single and a stolen bag. That is Adames. It doesn't matter, though, because nothing else transpires. Hey, Jack. Thank you so much for that donation. I'll answer that as soon as we're done breaking down the ball game here. And then after we see what transpires there in the bottom of the fourth and the top of the fifth, Jesse Winker got hit for the first of 2 times today. It's almost like the Brewers don't like the guy. I wonder why. If you guys aren't aware, fill yourself in over the past couple days, right? That wasn't purposeful, though. I understand that. But yeah, by the way, Carlos Mendoza is your manager of the year, by the way. He just did laps around Pat Murphy. I mean, I shouldn't even say laps because Pete Alonso simply got the win today. But Carlos Mendoza, I'm sorry. I know that playoffs might not matter for this voting, but they kind of need to matter now for these 2 first-time managers. Carlos Mendoza, the X factor here, absolutely huge. Because look, it's not Mendy's fault the offense had nothing up until the 9th inning. That's not on him. You can blame it on him for Budo, but at the same time, Budo Peterson, it's like potato, and David didn't look overly sharp when he first came out there. He did in the end, obviously, but the point is that Carlos Mendoza deserves manager of the year. He has to get it after something like this. Lamar, thank you for the donation, too. I really appreciate that. You're wrong about Stearns. Yeah, it's almost like I saw that from a mile away. A lot of fans were wrong about David Stearns. It's almost like you should not act prematurely to something that's going to need at least a season of marinade to figure out what you're getting in a guy if you are ill-informed on the guy and choose to disregard what his history has been with the Milwaukee Brewers. And that has to feel so good for David to do this to his former team as well. A Milwaukee Brewers team that denied David access for 2 years in a row to talk to Steve Cohen and to come to the Mets. They pushed it as long as he could until Stearns' contract was over. And as Stearns' contract was over, he headed back home, and now he's here to make a difference. David Stearns has already had a greater impact than any other person in this front office since Steve Cohen has become owner. That is a fact. That is a reality, and we have all to thank with Mr. David. Pete, I love you too. Thank you so much. Piss on you, Brew Crew. That's hilarious. Good wordplay. As we get back in this, though, everybody, Winker with a hit by pitch in the top of the fifth. Afterwards, Marte strikes out because he doesn't swing. Doesn't take the bat off his shoulders. Taylor strikes out just as bad on 3 pitches. Nothing happens in the bottom of the third. Trio gets on with a walk in a stolen bag. That's it. Myers is out of the ball game at the top of the 6th, everybody. Trevor McGill comes in for his 2nd consecutive day. That is, in fact, Tyler's brother. Lindor is out. Vientos strikes out. And Nimmo is a first pitch swinging out. And that does it for the inning. In the bottom of the 6th, Contreras lines out. Willie with a strikeout. And Gary Sanchez with a strikeout. And Jose Quintana's final line and final day, folks, is as follows. Yes, you see it right here, everybody. We're looking at 6 innings of 4 hits, 0 earned run baseball, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts for Jose Quintana. A brilliant outing that I said before, and I'll say it again without doing any deep dive whatsoever. I'm giving Jose Quintana a 9 out of 10 rating. Yes, he didn't give the Mets 7 innings, but he was absolutely dominant, and he did what Chaminade and Luis Severino simply could not do. There we fucking go. My dad had to walk in and give me the high five because that's how we're feeling right now. Oh my God, I want to go streaking around my neighborhood right now, but I'm a dad. I'm not allowed to do these things now, right? You know, if Wardy wasn't a dad, if Wardy was a little bit younger, he could be getting away with being a delinquent, you know, maybe getting like a misdemeanor or something. But we're not gonna do that tonight. But Jose Quintana, thank you for the donation, Lamar. I'm gonna answer all the donations after I finish breaking down the ball game. But Jose Quintana gets an easy 9 out of 10 for me. He kept the Mets in this from the start. Where would the Mets be without Jose Quintana tonight, everybody? They would be nowhere. They would absolutely be nowhere. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. My only regret right now is not having a bottle to pop. But maybe, you know what I think we'll do, folks? I think tomorrow, if we do a live show tomorrow, maybe in the evening to preview the Phillies series, I think we might pop a bottle then, or at least, you know, have a little bubbly to begin the show. That feels like a fun thing to do. So maybe we'll do exactly that. But as we get back into breaking down this amazing 4-2 victory, folks, we are now heading to the 6th. As I mentioned, nothing happened there. And the 7th, Alonso strikes out terribly. Jose Iglesias with a ground out and Winker with a 3-pitch strikeout. Again, the offense was simply lifeless for the most part. In the bottom of the 7th, Budo comes in. He gives up the back-to-back home runs. First is pinch hitter and Bowers that rips it completely to right. Then it's Sal Frelick. The Brewers took a 2-0 lead. And at that point, I firmly believed I had pretty much close to all the belief in the world that the Mets season was over at that point. Similar to when the Mets were losing 7-6 after Diaz got rocked there against the Braves in game 1 of the doubleheader. It was kind of the same sentiment then. How long have I been a Mets fan? My entire life, but I did not get locked in with the Mets on a daily basis until 2015. 2015 is what made it for me. Just before the halfway mark of the season, right around when the Mets actually won their series against the Nationals, took the division lead, right around the Wilmer Flores situation. Cespedes comes here, and the rest is history. That is where my fandom really birthed when it comes to following them and being locked in every day. Prior to that, I was always a Mets fan, but I didn't go out of my way to watch them consistently the way that I have now for the past decade, basically. Kevin, thank you so much for that donation. donation too. I greatly appreciate that. If you're first chiming in live on our replay, folks, we're breaking down the latest in Mets land as they have done something that we are oh so blessed to discuss. They have cracked the NLDS after home run heroics from, yes, Polar Bear Pete Alonso. As we then advance, folks, because it's a 2-0 Milwaukee Brewers lead after the 7th, and after we see sadly there in Jose Butto getting rocked. After Butto gets rocked, we see Edwin Diaz having to come in, and Edwin doesn't have any fun either, because Terrain gets on with a walk in a stolen bag. He walks Perkins, a double steal, but thankfully, even after Pete Alonso drops a pop-up in foul territory along first base, thankfully, we would see Contreras strike out. William Contreras, wow, I'm not shocked. William Contreras with an underwhelming series. Willie Adames with an underwhelming series. The big bats for the Brewers, not named Bryce Terrain and Jackson Trio, the young studs, were absolutely nowhere to be found. Brewers fans, when you want to look at who was your biggest demise, it was your top leaders on the offensive end. Willie Adames is likely never going to be a Milwaukee Brewer again. You just lost him and he did nothing for you in postseason play. Maybe you won't miss him as much. And the case there, and Rhys Hoskins was an absolute no-show too. Pardon my French, everybody, we're yelling an F-bomb in 3, 2, 1. I am so fucking happy that the Mets shut down Rhys Hoskins. That little weasel, that little pain in our ass for years on end, who has done nothing but curb stomp us since he got his panties in a twist, that he got thrown at a little inside there by Jacob Rame, mind you, who is not a major league caliber pitcher. This goes back to the Brody Van Wagenen era, pre-Cohen and current Wilpon at the time. Rame accidentally throws his way, and he is such a pissy fit with it, and ever since then, Rhys Hoskins has been one of the biggest pains in the asses for the Mets to face. He torched the Mets in the beginning of the season. He torched the Mets with a grand slam off of Sean Manaea there just a week ago or so, and what happened after that hit-by pitch there in which the run was driven in Game 1 in this wildcard series as Rhys Hoskins is clapping, that was the only thing he had to clap about. Rhys went on to have one of the most underwhelming remainders of the series that you could see from a Brewer in their lineup. Shout out Rhys Hoskins for being the absolute bum that he is. Enjoy Cancun, buddy. Have fun. God, I hate Rhys Hoskins. I literally hate Rhys Hoskins. Brad, thank you for the donation. I'm going to get everyone's donos, like I said, once we're done breaking down the ball game. Because we're not there yet. We're close. I'm just trying to balance right now as we got well over 1,000 concurrent viewers right now. I'm trying to balance and do this thing all at the same time. So thank you so much for being here. Smash a like and subscribe button if you haven't already, guys. And you want to hear the craziest thing about this? That was the first ever opposite field home run hit off of Devin Williams. So not only did Pete Alonso make history tonight by clinching the Mets into NLDS play, but he did something that no hitter and simply MLB history has done against one of the best relievers in all the National League. Can we appreciate that for a second? Polar Bear went out, he got that, and he did the improbable. Amazing, amazing stuff. Thank you so much, Steven. I love you. I will get to your donation here shortly. Give me a second, everybody. As we then advance here to the 8th inning, after it's a 2-0 Brewers lead, Peralta comes in. Yes, Milwaukee throws Freddie Peralta out and the setup role there in the 8th inning to try to shut the door down, and he does exactly that. The Mets go down quickly there in the 8th inning, 1-2-3, and the problem here for the Milwaukee Brewers, they went with their closer in Devin Williams for a second straight night, and that would be their demise. And the reason why it would be their demise is because of Francisco Lindor having a tremendous first at-bat, a multi-pitch first at-bat that he ultimately gets on, beating Williams one-on-one with a walk. Lindor, the only Mets batter that was competent throughout the entire ball game, with a double, with a single, doing everything that he could as the true leader in this organization. He goes out there and has a plate setter for the Mets early. From there, we see the Mets have runners on the corners after a bad strikeout by Vientos on 3 or 4 pitches. Brandon Nimmo gets the Mets' first hit of the ball game that is not named Francisco Lindor. Nimmo rips himself a single. The Mets have themselves runners at first and third with 1 out. All set up for the Polar Bear himself, who absolutely pokes out one oppo, giving the Mets a massive 3-2 lead. And then add insult to injury here for the Milwaukee Brewers, the Mets wouldn't be done yet, because those idiots would go on and hit Jesse Winker for a second straight time in the game, because they're still bothered by Jesse yelling at Willie, not showing up in the parking lot a day or two ago. We fast forward to now, and what do we see? We see Jesse Winker get on with a hit by pitch. He steals his first bag, and what feels like honestly his first stolen bag is a Met or close to, because he hasn't ran at all after having, most far and away more stolen bags he's ever had in his career during his time with the Nationals in the first half. Jesse gets in scoring position, and Starling Marte, who had some terrible at-bats today. Marte did not look great at all, but it didn't matter. Marte stepped up just like Alonso did in the most important timing imaginable. Armando, don't be worried about me. I'm doing fantastic, my friend. Thank you, though. Marte pokes that one that drives in a run. The Mets have themselves a 4-2 lead, a 4-2 victory. As we take a look on the pitching end for the Mets, everybody, this is what you had. As follows from Jose Quintana's 6 shutty innings. Jose Butto getting rocked. Edwin Diaz far from dominant, but he didn't allow any runs. And David Pearson coming in for that 1 inning relief, which keeps him fresh. Should the Mets utilize him to begin the series on Saturday or on Sunday? Either way, David Pearson will be ready to go. All hell breaks loose now as we get to the NLDS. This is a completely different animal, everybody. But we're going to be here. We're going to cover it all to an absolute T, as we have been all postseason long. On the hitting end for the Mets, let's talk about the hitting, because as I said, they had literally nothing in this ball game. What you see here, what you see right here, guys, is the lineup to end the ball game, not to start. That is why Acuna is at second base. Iglesias was there. Jose had nothing all game, though. The only guys you need to focus on here once more is Lindor, Alonso, and there and Starling Marte, and Nemo too, because Nemo's hit was huge as well, right? So tremendous job by the boys, by both Lindor and Nemo, to get on base to set up Polar Bear Pete for that home run. I am still absolutely for that happened. I feel like I'm going to pass out at any second. No, I'm not actually going to. It just, the emotions, the dopamine hit, everything is just through the effing roof. Alright, guys, let me answer your comments, because I know we have a lot of donations. Actually, give me 1 second, folks, because my phone's going to die in 1 second. All right, everybody, Mets fans, just, it's as simple as this. How are we feeling? What is the vibe check? That is what I want to know from each and every one of you. As you guys let me know the vibes, it's about time I answer your donations. And let's start with Mike earlier, who says, oh my God, Wardy, I effing crying right now. Let it all out, Wardy. I love you, bro. Thank you for getting me back into baseball. Truly means a lot. Love the chat. Mike, thank you so much for that donation. So happy. Guardian, thank you so much too. Patrick, thank you so much. Del Toro with the $5 holo says, who else handing their heart palpitations from this game? 1,000%. We see my man Hey Jack with the $10 holo. Thank you so much. Hey Jack says, welcome to the NLDS. We effing did it. Pete, please be a Met for life. I take back everything I said, and I'm sorry for doubting you. LFGM Wardy, we did it. We did it indeed, baby. Thank you so much for that. Lamar Lackey with a $5 holo says, I was wrong about Stearns. I trade for Winker. The trade for Winker was a big boost. It absolutely was. I told you all Winker would be an X factor in this series. He was in game 1, and he was today. Both games they ended up starting. Wasn't a key X factor today, but he was huge. Let me also double check one more thing here, everybody. Give me 1 second. Man, oh man, so grateful. I'm just so blessed right now. Steve, thank you so much for the donation earlier. Steve with the $10 holo says, send my group chat at the time of Pete at the plate, and I quote, at least they make it interesting and don't go out with a whimper. Pete can change the narrative with one swing, and he exactly did that. Thank you so much for the donation. Lamar Lackey, finally a Mets team that's full of grit and not shying away from the big moment. Philly goes down next. If the Mets somehow, some way get to the NLCS, man, I don't even know how I'm going to react. Thank you so much, my man. Illegal in the chat says, you think we take Philly? I think the Mets have as good of a shot as ever. I really do. The Mets go toe-to-toe with Philly well. Are the Phillies a very good team? Do they have the experience on their side? Yes. And that's a big thing to be concerned about, especially a guy in Zach Wheeler who's had some tremendous pitching performances in the playoffs the past couple of years. But the Mets just slayed one dragon. Let's see if they can slay the next now. This time in a batter's box in Philly, which should help them at least a little bit on the offensive end, barring any changes. We'll see what happens there. Kevin Weiss, thank you so much, Kevin, with the $10 donation. Kevin says, I was in the 5th and winning the game in 1969. This win is right up there. LGM, Kevin, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Chris with the $4 holo. Chris says, he just has an emoji. We love to see it. Thank you, Chris. Brad says, great reaction, Wardy. Thank you for that, my man. Stephen A with the $100 piece. Stephen, thank you so much for the donation. Stephen says, hey, Tyler, Wardy, baby, LFGM. Hell yeah, let's freaking go. Get those Phillies in the NLDS series. I like our chances with the Philadelphia Phillies. I do too. It's not a guarantee, it's not a lock or anything, but I do like the Mets odds there. I really do. 1200, thank you so much for the $2 donation. He says, Winker's been huge, but Zapucki could bring us to the crowd 100%. If you know that inside joke that's running on at least 2.5 years right now. K-Swiss, thank you so much for the donation. K-Swiss says, bang, bang, bang. Howie Rose on Alonso's home run. The storybook season continues with a storybook swing. A gorgeous quote there from Howie, who does a tremendous job. And man, oh man, do I wish we had Gary, Keith, and Ron, right? My man Camp was at the ball game, folks. What a freaking game. Pete earned his contract. I had so much fun with Mets fans at the game. Destroy freaking Phillies. Absolutely. Shout out to you, Camp. You continue to be an amazing good luck charm. Thank you so much for showing up in Milwaukee and being an amazing Mets fan. Dave, thank you so much for the $5 holla. Don't forget Soto on the way. If the Mets have a deeper run than the Yankees in this year's postseason play, enlighten me on what's one simple thing the Yankees are going to do to sway Soto to stay with the Yanks over the Mets. Enlighten me. The Mets will have more money on the table. And here's the thing. If the Mets really F around and have a deeper run than the Yankees this year, there is nothing, literally nothing that Steinbrenner that can try to provide to Soto to say, hey, we're going to have a better future. Nothing at all. And a so-called punt year, the Mets are headed to the NLDS for the first time in 9 years. This is what it's about. This is why you crack postseason play. This is what the difference is about here, folks. It's moments like this. We referenced 2 years ago the Philadelphia Phillies just sneaking in postseason play and making it to the World Series. We referenced the Arizona Diamondbacks last year just sneaking into postseason play, getting all the way to the dance. We referenced the 2024 New York Mets just cracking postseason play and just slayed a dragon, in which, if history at all repeats itself, the Mets are in line to have themselves a special run. I kid you not. I will say it once more. Every single team that has beat the Milwaukee Brewers in postseason play has went all the way to the World Series. Color, thank you so much for the $25 holla. I appreciate that. Crushed it. Hubby is crying. Rightfully so. Go give him a hug and kiss. Cuddle him up tonight. He deserves it. He deserves it. Thank you so much for that. Sharon with the $10 holla says, oh, it's magic. You know, can I believe it's not so? It's magic. You know. Oh, it's magic, baby. It's Mets magic is what it is. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Thank you so much earlier, K-Swiss, with the donation. We appreciate that a lot. I do believe I am all caught up on the comments now, everybody. No Sunday games. What do you mean? Yeah, I mean, the Mets play Sunday, right? They're going to have to play Saturday and Sunday right around 4 p.m. or so. I'm getting spammed in my chat, all my group chats earlier. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? They're saying, Tyler, you have to go to all games. Have to go to games 3 to 5. I'm going to do everything in my power to show up to one game. It's going to cost an arm and a leg and a couple organs to try to go to game 1 in Philly. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm going to do my best to try to show up to one game, even if that is in Philly, not Citi Field, because Philly honestly might be a better route for me because I'm closer to Philly than Citi Field. But either way, I don't know. I don't have the money to be slinging the way that they're going to be asking, because these tickets are going to be stupid. The standing room just alone in Philly is going to be obnoxious, but we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best to try to make it happen, everybody. Hopefully your boy can attend at least one game. Regardless, though, we're going to have you covered live and in real time pretty much here every single time. My man Jim, Ballcap Sports, great member, great friend of mine. Tyler, Jim, the team of destiny, Jim. Who says no? Who says no? Thank you so much for being here. Scott says in the chat, why are people in here that don't like the Mets? Because they're envious, is why. It's as simple as that. If you're talking shit, it's because you're envious. I feel the same exact way. It must suck to be a fan of the Brewers right now. Can't relate. Couldn't be me. Could never be me. Let's see. I've been saying it for a while now. The Mets are the team of destiny. Exactly. That's exactly why I'm referencing it, Jim. I can't get off my feet right now, everybody. I feel like I just need to keep dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing. What a run. What a run. Oh my God! Everybody, listen up. We are wow, guys, we're 70 subs away from 27K. If you're new to the channel, please continue to smash those buttons. Thank you all so much for doing that. It means the absolute world to me, but continue to hammer them. We're trying to get a 27K for your next short-term goal. We're absolutely going to hammer and get right there in the meantime with the way that we're rolling right now. Thank you so much for that. Dave with a $5 holla says, Tyler, you're the best Mets fan ever. No, you are, Dave. I love you. Merch arriving in a couple days. I will make sure to check out the P.O. Box. My apologies for not doing it yet. Thank you so much for everything that you do and have continued to do as a great supporter here. We love you, Dave. Simply, thank you. You guys are absolutely amazing. Zach says, every team to eliminate the Brewers makes a World Series 8 times. That's insane. Oh my goodness, Jim with the 5 gifted, my man. Oh, Jim. Jim, you know what this means, Jim. When we're back in spring training, I owe you a lot of hard Mountain Dew is what you're telling me. If you know, you know. Jim, that's how I'm going to repay you. I'm getting your ass a 6-pack. If not, I'll get you a 12-pack. Hard Mountain Dew next spring. Let's get crazy when we do our spring training coverage. Let's make it happen. Shout out to Peen. Shout out to South. Shout out to Five. Shout out to Richard. Shout out to Goomba. Congratulations on all becoming WardyNYM channel members. All thanks to Jim at Ballcap Sports, one of the best MLB content creators out there. A fantastic human being, a great friend of mine. Jim, who sadly no longer has his Toronto Blue Jays to care about as they didn't crack postseason play. He has been on the Mets wagon. Jim has been, you know, a non-biased Mets follower over the past couple of years, mainly because of me, I feel like, and I really appreciate that about him. Jim, thank you so much for that, brother. Really, really do appreciate it. You're the absolute best. Let's see here. Where's that Wish version of Wardy? I don't know what you're talking about, 1200, but I love you. Thank you so much for the donation. Alex, thank you so much for the $5 Holly says, let's see those Mets hats all over New York streets tomorrow. Wear them proudly. Guys, I am sleeping in my Mets gear tonight. Are you kidding me? I feel like I can't even shower, even though I absolutely need to, because I reek. I reek. Let's see here. Goomba with the $5 haul. Goomba says, I literally said a prayer for Pete to not hit into a double play to end my career. And wow, now he's getting $200 million. He's going to tear Philly up this week. LFGM. LFGM. Dude, if Alonso has a big series against the Phillies, like that's raps. Like this is going to make his payday. It doesn't matter. It legit does not matter what he did throughout the regular season. This is what matters. This is how you get your big bucks. It's stuff like this. It's not even an exaggeration. This literally makes everything. If Alonso now has instilled confidence and he balls out against the Phillies, it's raps. Like it is literally raps. The Mets will do everything they can to bring it back then. Junior, thank you so much for becoming a GOAT member. We appreciate that a lot. Mike, you rock, brother. Thank you so much. Patrick Del Toro with the $2 holla. Patrick says, I'm playing OMG on repeat tomorrow, as you should. Then there's the Pitbull remix now. If you haven't checked it out already, make sure you do that. My man Kevin with the $5 holla. Thank you so much, Kevin. We got Junior gifting a membership to Bobby Bauer. Thank you so much for that. You guys are absolutely amazing. Seriously, thank you. If this is your first time chiming in live on a replay, thank you all so much for the time. My name is Wardy. I talk about the Mets for a living, and I have every single day for the past 3.5 years or so here on YouTube. We are the #1 platform on YouTube, not directly affiliated with the Mets themselves. I do separate coverage there on the side. You guys may have seen my recent segments, including in studio over the past couple weeks at SNY. I've also done segments in the past with WFAN, Sal Licata, who I know you guys either love or hate. There's no in between. I also do active segments every single month with Bleacher Report as a host on MLB-wide coverage for them beyond just the Mets. You can check out my work there. Thank you guys all so much for being here as we break down everything in the Mets. So, if you guys are new, you wonder what we do here, it is as follows. We cover every single news report. We cover every single game. We cover every single thing of significance regarding the Mets on the future to a degree with the prospects and everything in between. Simply put, we have you covered here on WardyNYM. And thank you so much for the donation, Jay. As a Yankee fan, I need the Subway World Series. I wouldn't be opposed to it as long as it's a different script than 2000. I am not opposed. Thank you so much for that donation, Jay. I really appreciate that. Thank you all for taking the time, folks. I can't believe that Alonso home run actually happened. I feel like let's watch it back. Let's watch this Alonso home run back. Let's do it together, everybody. We have to. Hold on, folks. Look at me freaking out earlier. In case you guys are wondering what the initial reaction was, and I should have played this from the beginning. I mean, everybody, just so you know, this volume is about to be obnoxious from the Alonso reaction. So just bear in mind, you might want to lower your volume real quick. Oh my God! There is no way! There is no way! There is no way! There is no way! He just said that! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! That was just absurd. Now this is a reason why I was reacting the way that I was. Sayonara, it's out of here. And that's Polar Bear Pete. And that's the reaction. That's a reaction right there. That's a reaction to all of that. Oh my goodness, Sean with the 5 gifted. Sean, thank you so much. You get a membership. You get a membership. You get a membership. You get a membership. Doing my best Oprah impression. But the only difference is that I'm not a terrible human being. If you know, you know. My real ones out there know what that comment means. Murdoch, thank you so much for the gifted. Jose, thank you for the gifted. YF, thank you for the gifted. Prince, thank you for, pardon me, not for the gifted, but congratulations on getting the gifted, rather. Eric, congratulations. WardyNYM Soprano, of course they did. Of course they did. You got to go the high pitches. You got to go where it literally sounds like you got kicked square in the nuts. That's exactly how the reaction is. That's exactly how it sounds. And that's exactly how it feels. I still cannot get over the fact that the Mets did this. I can't get over it. This is unbelievable. I'm like, it's literally stupid. It's stupid. It's just... Scott, thank you for the $20 donation. Scott says, God bless you, Wardy. Your passion and a realness, being unapologetically yourself, is what makes this so special for all of us. Well, that warms my heart and that makes my evening. So thank you so much. It's comments like that go well beyond just Pete Alonso doing what he did today. So thank you so much for that. Bob, thank you so much for the membership. We appreciate you as well. Thank you so much for being in here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Junior, once more, thank you for the gifted again. You're an absolute beauty. Sean, thank you so much as well for the 5 gifted. You guys are amazing. Hold on, folks. We're going to continue on with coverage. We're not going to be too long-winded here, but we're definitely going to talk for a bit more here before we get out of here, because there's a bit more that needs to be said, rightfully so, because this was just such an electric victory for this Mets team. They have so many things to be proud of. Literally, they have so many things to be proud of. And guys, we're just at about 1,000 likes in the live show as well. Guys, can we hit 27K and 1,000 likes here in the show? That would be amazing. That really would. Thank you guys for going out your way to do exactly that. Simply, thank you. Wow. Okay, I'm officially hyped now. Yeah, to say I'm hyped is an understatement at the moment. Is a literal understatement. I'm still shaking in my boots. Josh, thank you so much for becoming a member too. We appreciate you. Ryan, thank you so much. Yeah, look, I'm hanging in here. I've been standing for like the majority of the past 4 hours, and I don't care. I don't care. You want to know why I don't care? Because the Mets just gave us life. Pete Alonso just rewrote the story. Seriously, guys, tell me how this is not starting to feel like a team of destiny. Seriously, tell me how this does not feel like a team of destiny. Between having the rally that they did and still winning because of Lindor in the 9th inning in Game 1 against Atlanta to clinch playoffs, to then take Game 1 the way that they did. Yes, yesterday stung a lot, but that had a lot more to do with the offense not showing up and then Maton just getting rocked at the worst time because we should kept Stanek in there. Fast forward to today, you know, moments like this, yes, you could say the Mets didn't hit for shit the whole game. You're 1,000% right. You don't have to feel overly confident in their offense as a whole. But it's victories like this and it's advancements like this that completely change not only the narrative for the team, but change the mentality for the team. I can only imagine how electric they feel in that clubhouse right now as they're popping their bottles again. I can only imagine how they're feeling mentally as they're breaking it down with each other. I can only imagine how motivated these guys are now to handle the Philadelphia Phillies. The same Phillies in which the Mets took 3 out of 4 for their final series in regular season. They did lose 2 out of 3 there, including those games in Philly, but those were games that the Mets absolutely should have had, and if they hit a lick, they would have been in it. It's going to come down to this offense, just like it did today. Offense is what's going to carry this Mets team clearly to get them where they want to be. Josh, thank you for the donation. I can't wait for the next series, nor can I. I seriously can't. Literally one of my closest friends is a diehard Phillies fan. I just got him a Trey Turner shirtsy for his birthday because I'm a schmuck that somehow, some way still gets my friend's Philly things as much as I hate him because I'm just that nice of a guy. And now I got basically my sister-in-law that's a Phillies fan too, and she's really, really locked in on the Phillies. And I'm like, I love her, but I hope that she's heartbroken this weekend. Truthfully, like that's what we need to see happen. Like this is the bad blood. This is now where we're getting involved with the family. Okay, like I love you, but it doesn't matter anymore. It's like we're going toe to toe. It's like we're literally playing the games ourselves. Is how I feel right now, going up against the fam and the friends as a PA resident, a diehard Mets fan that desperately wishes that he was around nothing but Mets fans, the way that a lot of you guys are watching live on a replay right now, wherever you guys are a Mets fan from. Gray's Night of the Channel, Wardy. Steve, it's up there. And you know what? Someone said this is the craziest reaction I've had since the Mets briefly signed Carlos Correa a couple years ago. This is the first time I've had a reaction to this degree for the Mets winning ball games. Do you guys realize that? In our coverage, since we have started basically 3.5 years ago, our biggest shows and the most important things collectively for the Mets as a whole has all been because of their offseason moves. It has not been because of in-season things happening. It's because of off-season signings, off-season trades, and that kind of excitement because there's uncertainty. Uncertainty gets fans excited. That's why we all love the idea of talking about Soto 24/7 until we find out where he lands. But the fact that we are finally able to not only appreciate the Mets in-season and playoffs, but to do it at this level now, this is a first for me. I've never experienced this as a fan covering them. This is a first. I haven't seen the Mets get this far since I was a kid, really birthing my Mets fandom, getting involved day by day there back in 2015 when I was a 15-year-old. I feel like I'm that 15-year-old Wardy back right then and there where I started to truly fall in love with that Mets team and how special they were and the type of run that they had. Didn't matter that they fell short. That was such an entertaining year. There's so many things that really built my character as a fan heading into this year now of 2024. It's been 9 years since the Mets have been in the NLDS. Appreciate that for what it is. Doesn't matter if the Mets get swept. Appreciate that for what it is. The Mets now are facing the Philadelphia Phillies for the first time ever in postseason play. Appreciate that for what it is. Jay, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Jay says the bad hitting 1, 2, 3 in the ninth for Pete. Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for the donation, Jay. I appreciate that. 9 months from now, how many baby boys are going to be named Pete? Seriously. I'm just looking at my girlfriend. Get over here. That's how everyone is. And the most hilarious thing is that there were schmuck Brewers fans earlier in the show so cocky and confident saying, thank you, Mets fans, for increasing the Milwaukee population tonight, as there's going to be a lot of new babies being born. I'm going to go on a limb and say that there's going to be a population decrease, if anything, as Brewers fans are on you-know-what watch, right? You know, just, it is hilarious how many fans spoke too effing soon in the chat. I was hedging unbelievably hard, talking down on the Mets, heartbroken going down 2-0, saying how Pete's not a bum, but basically a bum because he hasn't done anything when it's mattered most. Why should I have any instilled confidence in the polar bear stepping up? And he not only proved us all wrong, but he proved us all wrong in the most shut the hell up way. I got this. Shut up, bud. Jay with the donation. Thank you so much for that, Jay. Wardy, your screaming woke my whole house up. Rob, lesson number 1 when you watch the WardyNYM streams, you got to have the volume at absolute best, halfway. And this is a refresher now. I apologize for waking your house up, but at the same time, that's kind of hilarious that I woke your house up. Alvin, you didn't see my comment, Wardy, but I told you there's 2 innings left. Alvin, you're right. Thank you for that donation. You were right. You were absolutely right. You were all talking so much shit. Mass Met was literally the biggest fucker in this entire thing. Everybody's a fan again all of a sudden. Yeah, Mass Met, and you were the pessimist the entire time talking shit from the start of the ball game. So eat shit, bud. That's as simple as that. That's all I gotta say. To all the naysayers from the start, eat it. Seriously, eat it. Where's the Ohio Rizzler? Remember when we had this schmuck named Ohio Rizzler in our live streams the past 3 days, where he was just talking smack the whole time? I wonder where he is. Why isn't he here anymore? Huh. It's almost like that they're gone and they don't show up when they know things don't go their way. Here's the difference between themselves and myself. No matter what happens with the Mets, no matter if they win or lose, I'm always going to show up. I'm always going to be here. Am I going to be happy to be here every time? No, not necessarily, but Wardy's going to show up. We're going to be here, and that's the difference. We're live, Bruce Buffer voice. And we are live. I love Bruce Buffer. I love the Buffer brothers. 2 of the most golden voices in all the fight game. Goes without saying. I can't wait. I can't wait for UFC 307 this Saturday. Oh my God, I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled. We have ourselves our Mets game at 4 on Saturday. We got UFC 307 at night. I'm gonna be sharing my UFC 307 picks for you guys tomorrow in our latest Bet US segment. So make sure you guys are on the lookout for exactly that. I'm very excited for it. I was ready to call quits on PD. Thank God. Thank you, baseball gods. I prayed to the baseball gods, everybody. I don't know if you saw, but I did pray to them earlier in the live show, and this is the exact reason why I pray to them. It was because of this. It was because of the polar bear doing the unthinkable, the improbable, the unfathomable, something we would have never fathomed to happen ever whatsoever. Let's see, you would not have survived 86. No. I wouldn't have survived 86 for things beyond just the stress, if you catch my drift. because I probably would have been a schmuck on the same wavelength as the rest of those 86 Mets, because a lot of the fans were on the same wavelength as them, with them as well. When it comes to causing hell, causing havoc, doing a lot of stupid shit they shouldn't be doing in an unhinged 80s New York, yeah, I wouldn't have made it. I know I wouldn't have made it, but I'm not lying. I'm being honest. I would have made it as long as I was a dad. But if I wasn't a dad yet, I don't know if I would have made it, truthfully. Because I would have been unhinged as one could be. You're going to see Wardy butt cheeks freaking bolting down the street as the Mets win the World Series. If that happened, if I was around in 86, that's what that would have been. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I don't give a shit. Kodai saying a comeback? Oh, baby. This another completely different dynamic we haven't even gotten a chance to talk about. Yes. Kodai Senga could be back for the Mets in this series. Jeff McNeil could be returning as well, as he just had his second kid. Congratulations to the McNeil family. Straight Talk, thank you so much for the donation. Straight Talk says, Wardy, the best as always. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much for the donation, being an amazing member, my man. Seriously, thank you. Feels great for the Winker Revenge game. That's one thing. I just can't get over seeing all the boys popping their bottles, smiling. I love seeing Brandon Nimmo happy. He deserves to be nothing but happy 24/7. He's a selfless human being. This is great for baseball. It is great for baseball. I agree with that. Thank you. You want to know why this is great for baseball? This shuts the hell up the narrative that the Mets are the LO Mets. This shuts it up. Seriously, this does. Because the biggest counter was like, oh, the Mets are going to crumble even if they make playoffs. They didn't do that. So what is it now? Oh, the Mets aren't going to stand a chance against the Phillies. Okay. So regardless on what that series outcome is, that's a narrative that we're going to do now. How about you get your head out of your ass and you get to reality that is this Mets team is not only talented, yes, they have their holes. Yes, they were far from dominant in this series, but they did what they needed to do to win. And that's what I've been telling you guys time and time again. Do what you need to win. It doesn't matter what you did the past 8 innings. It matters about now. That is exactly the mentality that Pete Alonso had as he stepped up to the plate and went oppo against Devin Williams for the first time in MLB history when no one else on the planet has ever done a thing to Devin. Bob says Wardy's chest hair was the equalizer for the comeback. I tend to agree. That's funny. That's a good one. That is really good. But guys, actually, let's take a look at the total. What were the final hits here in this ball game? Oh my God, my back is so cooked. I don't care. I really don't care. This was so amazing, everybody. Wow, just say that Nimmo's grandmother died. No way. Brandon Nimmo's grandma passed right before the game. Are you kidding me? If that's true, that's insane. If so, my condolences to Nimmo and his entire family. That's terrible to hear, but I'm sure she's looking down, smiling, and seeing them advance the way that they did. That's very unfortunate to hear. I did not know that. If that's in fact true, GSU, so I'd like to think that you wouldn't BS such a thing like that. The Mets on the offensive end, they were out hit 7-5. They had nothing. They had an expected batting average of 193 to the Brewers 292. The luck was not on the Brewers side. It was not on the Brewers side. It was on the Mets side. And we have to pray, and we are grateful, and we're going to certainly pray that the Mets can continue their winning ways starting Saturday, everybody. Now, as we talk about Saturday, we're going to have a more in-depth discussion tomorrow evening, so don't you guys worry. We will have series preview coverage tomorrow. Then on Saturday, we will have in-game and post-game coverage. Sunday will be the same exact thing. I'm still figuring out what my schedule is well for Saturday. Actually, Saturday works out perfectly. I'm going to spend the first half of my day going, apple picking and pumpkin picking there with my family and with my son for the first time. I'm very excited for that. Then when I'm done with that, I'll head back home and do an in-game live show for each and every one of you, and hopefully we have ourselves a Game 1 victory. But man, oh man. Yeah, rest in peace to his grandma. That sucks. David, he is 100% the type to go to that party, and he knows it. Obviously, we're joking here. We're having some fun. Who was more deserving of that home run than the polar bear? I wouldn't call it deserving. Like, let me put it this way. Like, Alonso didn't deserve. Like, what's the best way to say this? Alonso deserved it because he finally made a difference. You know what I mean? Like, he got the monkey off his back. So I don't think it's about deserving as it is just Alonso finally stepping up and making the difference that he needed to make. That's huge. That's absolutely massive. Alonso doing what he did tonight changes the narrative for this Mets team. What very well could be one of their most special seasons in the team's history. And as we look at it right now, the Mets don't have a lot of success in their team's history. This already is one of the best seasons that we have seen in recent history for the Mets. That is not an exaggeration. If you get outside of May, the Mets have had the best record in Major League Baseball. No one should be overly... Again, Pete Alonso, 5 for 41, 121 batting average there, leading up to that moment against Devin Williams in that spot in those type of situations. And he goes oppo. And he goes oppo so well that Frelick goes all the way to the wall. He thinks he has a chance. No shot. No fucking shot. That was ball game right there. Pete is just yelling F-bombs. Let's effing go, rounding the bases. I know, as soon as literally, my girlfriend's so excited because and we saw Jesse Winker get plunked again, too, just because literally the Brewers are petty little bitches and they got what they deserved. Marte going oppo. We're watching the highlights together again right now. And holy shit, guys. Now I'm appreciating it more because as awesome as I love doing this in-game coverage, the one thing that I absolutely don't like, and it is what it is, I bite the bullet for you guys, is that everything gets spoiled to me. Everything that happened this ball game, I knew. I saw like 2 pitches before I actually saw it because MLB.com has it first, and I was trying to relay it as quick as I could. So when the Alonso home run happened, that freak out was just something, the pure emotion from seeing the message that Alonso hit the home run, not even in the fashion that he did. When I saw his ass poke that oppo, I was floored. I was beyond floored. I don't want to go to bed. All good, then don't go to bed. The Mets have an off day tomorrow. It doesn't matter if you go to bed at night. Stay up all night. Go streaking, buddy. Just don't get arrested. Don't do stupid shit, right? This is my famous line, everybody. All right? It is as follows. If you're going to be stupid about something, at least be smart about it. Take of that information as you will. Let's see here. Crazy season I've ever experienced as a Mets fan. You and I both. This is, without question, the craziest experience that we've ever been to. Without question. I just love seeing how angry Braves fans are that the Mets made. 100%. Yes, finally we got some shit talk. Again, Braves fans are going to be like, buddy, it's because we didn't have Acuna. It's because we didn't have Riley. It's because we didn't have all these guys. And I understand that. Charles, and I love you. Thank you for the kind words there. But even with the Braves not having their run, let's just appreciate this for what it is. Fuck Atlanta. Who cares about that? Come on. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Guys, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. It's all noise. Just get away. Get it away. Lock in. The Mets did something very special tonight that we all have to be very grateful for. Eric says, a wise man. If you're going to be stupid, be smart about it. Yep, 100%. Let's see. I hope the fans at City had a fun time. Yes, there was a good amount of fans I saw at City Field. I didn't see any in the top decks. I think that they just mainly filled out. Oh, it was... Oh, it was sections 109 through 112.
Because you can't see the Jumbotron. They have it plastered. If you sit anywhere else, that's...
Oh, I gotcha. So they had to sit in certain spots because they couldn't see the Jumbotron from certain angles, apparently, from how they had it set up. But now...
You have to pick your section, not your seat.
My only regret is not purchasing those playoff tickets. I know. That's okay. The reason why I'm not complaining about it is because everything happens for a reason. I did not go out my way to buy Mets playoff tickets when they released on that Thursday, this past Thursday or so, simply because I didn't want to jinx it, and that's a lot of money as well, where if I pay for that through SeatGeek, especially because that's usually where I go, it's almost like that they should hire me as a sponsor by now. What are you waiting for, SeatGeek? TickPick. I mean, Game Time. You name it. Game Time's been a sponsor. Come back, baby. We miss you. We need a ticketing sponsor here on the WardyNYM platform. I digress. We're going on a tangent here. Point is I was going to drop, a decent amount of money on some nosebleeds I otherwise wouldn't usually spend as much money on for playoff home game 1 tickets for the Mets. But I told myself I could buy these tickets right now, but this might be the ultimate jinx. What if the Mets get bounced in the series by the Brewers and then I have to worry about maybe not even getting a full refund, but rather where they just give me a credit because they've done that in the past, depending on if you go through a third party for tickets. So when that happened, I really just told myself, let's let fate decide this. I am not going to get involved here because I really feel like I'm messing with the baseball gods if I do too much and I have myself a situation where I'm buying tickets ahead of time. So now, as we fast forward, everyone's buying those tickets. They're going off the shelf fast. They're going to cost an arm and a leg and a couple kidneys. So if anyone is willing to share a kidney or share half a band, which is what it's going to likely take, by all means, throw it my way. Obviously, I'm joking by saying that because that's also one more thing to bear in mind, folks, just to fill you in what it's like to be a Mets creator, what I have to focus on. As much as I want to attend the games, and I do, even if the opportunities present itself, there's equal reason for me to be sitting home and be covering them live here right now, and it's because of each and every one of you. Knowing that this is not just me as a diehard fan, but knowing that this is also the day-to-day living, it is now the perfect prime time to maximize everything Mets content right now. So you guys can see it's a double-edged sword, but nothing to complain about. It's just like, okay, I can either go to the game and then do live coverage as I'm exiting the ball game, or it's going to probably be shitty quality and I can't be live as long, or I could be home doing in-game coverage for like 3 hours and then going to a post-game right away. The latter sounds more appealing, but I really feel like I need to show up to at least one of these games if I can. So what I will promise you, I will do my best efforts to try to attend one of these playoff games. I've never been to a Mets playoff game before where the Mets didn't crush my heart the way that they did in game 1 of the wild card 2 years ago. So I don't even count that as a playoff game because the game was over from the beginning. The Mets never stood a chance with Scherzer on the bump. It was the demise from the start. But as we look now ahead into this NLDS, I definitely think that there's opportunities for us to consider, whether it's in Philly or whether it's in Citi Field. Do I have any merch? No, but come this offseason, we will. That has been so long overdue. This offseason, we're going to be upgrading a lot, and we're going to be changing a decent amount. Not too many crazy things about the channel, but just upgrading more than anything, as we've been trying to move up each year. Matt, thank you so much for the donation. Roy, this is going to be a sad goodbye chat. Thank you for all you do for us Mets fans. Had you on instead of those ESPN schmucks. LFGM, congrats on the kiddo. Thank you so much, Matt. I love you. It's not a sad goodbye. Don't you worry. We love you. You'll be back, and we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for that donation. Thank you so much for the time. You never been to a playoff game full stop? No, I haven't been to a good playoff game. I don't count game 1 with Scherzer on the bump. No one does. That isn't a playoff game. If that's a playoff game, then shit, I can fly. Because it doesn't count in my book. I don't know about you guys. How much are Lindor jerseys? I have to get one now. You really do. You really do. Lindor jerseys are gonna run you at probably 175 right now, and they're not even the best quality, sadly. I would honestly wait until next season because they're gonna go back to the original jerseys of having better font, larger font, and the numbers looking right. So up to you and what you want to do. But if you're gonna buy a jersey, that would be my recommendation. Let's see. Not just us, Rory. It's you too. Love you too, Stoney. Thank you so much. So I plan on doing any appearances with S&Y for the next series? Great question. I'm actually going to hit up my guys tonight there, at Dexter and Brandon, and see if they're interested in doing anything together. If they aren't, not a problem, because I know that we have such a quick turnaround to try to do these things, but we're going to do our best to make it happen. I would love that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Alberto, thank you so much for the donation. Alberto says, Wardy, I wanted to say I'm a schmuck. Let's see. I'm a schmuck shirt when you come out with your merch. Absolutely. We did have schmuck merch in the past when I was working with Believe Network. Haven't had them since because we're no longer with it. Oh, I love the fact that Lindor, after celebrating, did a freaking punch combo like Tyson. That is so hard. That is literally the sickest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, Bobby, we'll definitely make that happen at some point. We'll definitely make that happen. Thank you for the donation. Matt, thank you for the donation as well, everybody. Give me 1 second, folks. Alex, thank you for the donation. Alex says, Pete's first to hit a Daner in 9th with the team behind to win ever. Oh my God. I need to read that again. Pete's first to hit the dinger in the ninth with the team behind to win. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Alex. I'm sorry, but I get what you're saying. Yes, that was a huge home run by Alonso. 100% agree. Thank you so much for that, brother. I appreciate that. I believed every second of the way, told the Doomers to eat shit, stood on my faith. Awesome, Josh. I commend you for that. I don't want to buy a jersey just to burn it in a rage next year. That's fair. Then do you, boo. I don't know what else to say. But guys and gals, that is going to conclude this segment. Your boy Wardy needs to now end the show. I got plenty editing that I gotta do. I gotta cut out my initial reactions from all the key takeaways from the ball game, so that's gonna have me up for a little bit still, and then that's gonna be it for me on the night. I will be posting that for you all early tomorrow, so be on the lookout. I will probably release that early morning, 9 or 10 a.m. barring changes, so be on the lookout for that, folks. The Mets do have an off day tomorrow, a much needed off day, so what we will have tomorrow is not only our stream highlights, but we also are going to have a further reaction and then a preview into the Phillies series that will be probably sometime tomorrow evening. So I hope to see you all there. What a ride. That's all I gotta say. Thank you all so much for the endless support. Thank you all so much for the donations, the likes, the subscriptions. Thank you all so much for being a part of the amazing WardyNYM Mets community. I'll see you all again here tomorrow for more Mets coverage. The boys live on to see another day, and we find ourselves an NLDS play. Peace out, baby. Love you guys. Robbie, thank you for the donation on the way out. I love you too. Thank you so much. We love you, Robbie. Have a great night, brother. Goomba, all you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace out, everybody. Shout out Robbie. Make sure to follow him on all of his socials and on YouTube. One of the best MLB content creators out there as well. He's doing live stream coverage all throughout playoffs as well. Not just for Mets, but for MLB wide as a